Hello everyone, I'm Brian Alden. I'm joined today by head women's basketball coach Chris Paul. And Chris, big weekend this past weekend, two very tough, close games against Oral Roberts and South Dakota State here at home. This week, only a single game this weekend at North Dakota State. First talk about the two games over the weekend with Oral Roberts and South Dakota State.
Well, obviously, Brian, it was a very tough, tiring weekend. We knew, the preseason favorite in South Dakota State's coming in here and a great basketball team. And then Oral Roberts had been playing some pretty good basketball, so we knew it was going to be tough. But then with the travel schedule change and South Dakota State not being able to get here, and moving that game from Friday to Saturday and having to play them back-to-back was going to be even a bigger challenge. So I knew that was coming, but I didn't expect the outcome of the first game to be as tough as it was. And to battle South Dakota State as hard as we did, to put ourselves in position to win, only to lose with, 0.7 seconds on the clock with a free throw is a tough way to lose. And I was worried. I was worried about the way our players may respond to it with Oral Roberts coming in here. And then I was proud of them. I was proud of them from the standpoint of I didn't think we had a very good first half against Oral Roberts. And then we bounced back, had a very good second half, and were able to split the weekend and get that first conference win.
And this weekend, like we talked about, a short week where you just to travel out to North Dakota State for a game on Saturday. What are your thoughts on, kind of being able to rest up this week and only have that one game?
Well, Brian, I have two thoughts on it. Number one, I think it's great that we have some time to rest right now because playing two games in less than 24 hours was, that was obviously was tough. Then we took a day off. And then the next day, we just shot. We didn't do anything other than some shooting and some film to really, what we talk about is decompressing, both mentally and physically. And now we have these stretches or these days to prepare for North Dakota State. So no excuse not to be ready. The only downside to it is it's difficult from a university standpoint and our standpoint to take 3 days to play one game. That's a tough trip to have to leave Friday, play Saturday, and that's an afternoon game. I would love to get home from Fargo that night, but there's no flight, so then we have to spend the night and then come home the next day. So, I know everybody in the league has to do it, but, it's difficult to have a 3-day trip and only get one game. But on the positive side, Brian, we're coming off a weekend where, we were 0.7 seconds away from winning both. And I feel like we're playing pretty good basketball, and it gave us a whole week to get healthy and prepare for a pretty good North Dakota State team.
And you mentioned North Dakota State, but, they actually knocked off South Dakota State last week. Lost a tough game over the weekend. What can you tell me about the Bison that you've seen from them?
Well, the first thing I can tell you is I thought everybody was crazy when the poll came out and it had them ninth. They have too much talent. I know they didn't have a great year last year, but they really do have some talent and some pieces coming back. They got really, really good guard play in Brooke Lamar. I mean, she's a nice player. They've got size. They've got depth, and that's a tough place to play. As South Dakota State found out, they got off to that good start, and then they were 3-0. Now they did just lose the basketball game, and they have a tough one Thursday at South Dakota. So we may be catching them at the right time. Maybe they're coming back to earth a little bit. Maybe a little fatigue will be set in with them as well from travel, but. That's just a tough place to play, and with the pieces that they have, we're going to have to. We're going to have to be physical. And we're going to have good bench play. But the other thing is we're just going to have to make sure we know where Lamar is because, she had an awfully good game against South Dakota State, and she was the main reason they were able to knock the Jackrabbits off.
All right, Coach, and we'll see you at North Dakota State on Saturday. Safe travels and good luck.
Thank you.